into the picture. May we know exactly, were you part of designing this communications network for the COMELEC?
No, Your Honor. We were simply asked to provide transport only.
What do you mean transport?
Transport, just to transmit their data between points A to B. So, points A and points B will be SMARTMATIC-COMELEC. We simply transmit the data between those two points.
I see. And did you provide them with the data, for example, yung coverage ninyo, which, or was purely independent yung kanilang assessment na 30% lang?
That was based on the results of their field survey, Your Honor. Although we gave them also a list of the particular areas where we do not have GPRS coverage.
Now, last question to the temples. Will you also be handling the satellite communications, or is there another company that will handle that? Maybe know which provider will provide the satellite to you?
We will not be providing that, Your Honor, and at the moment we don't know which companies will be contracted by SMARTMATIC to provide the links.
Maybe know from SMARTMATIC which satellite company will that?
It's called Inmarsat. Inmarsat.
So Oversight is a company. Is that a Filipino company or a?
It's a worldwide international company.
Yeah, before I recognize Congressman Bello, for the three players, you made a statement that for the effort during the election day, you are providing a special network for this purpose, meaning you will be dedicating certain bandwidth just for this. And will it be just for one day?
Your Honor, on the part of the transmission from the field down to the data centers, that's the normal network configuration, but we've already allocated bigger bandwidth between the data centers of SMARTMATIC-COMELEC based on their specifications, Your Honor.
Well, Globe made a statement that for that purpose, and Globe is speaking for Globe, that they're setting aside certain provisions of special network just for this, meaning maybe even better signals, better frequency that can be stronger, less interference. Maybe that's what they're going to do. May we ask Smart and Sun whether they'll be doing the same?
For Sun, Your Honor, I will have to check with our technical people.
That's for Sun. Excuse me, your son.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you are not knowledgeable whether Sun will be doing what the Globe had offered to do on election day.
Right now, Your Honor, no, but I'm aware that our technical people have been talking with the SMARTMATIC people, Your Honor.
Maybe as Smart.
Your Honor, similar to Globe, we will dedicate certain resources for that private network, Your Honor.
For SMARTMATIC, this is Ms. Piñera from your company last week, I think, Mr. Chair, Ms. Piñera said that with respect to the survey of sites for transmission, in fact, it was not complete because there were certain areas of security concern that you were not able to cover. And so the big question for us is, how will transition occur from this? I say this because of the 26 sites that were identified by Ms. Piñera, a lot of these are the problematic areas. If you remember, we have, you must be familiar with the Maguindanao area, and 9 of these sites are in Maguindanao, and this is a very critical area when it comes to the election. So our worry here is that the electronic transmission was supposed to be in order to be able to reduce fraud. But if some of the critical areas where fraud have taken place in the past are not covered by transmission, should we not be worried? I mean, you're talking about 9 sites in Maguindanao, 7 sites in Lanao del Sur, 4 sites in Cebu, and 2 sites in Davao del Sur. So, have you addressed this already, or do we go back to Congressman Golez's point last time, which is that are you going to be reverting to manual elections rather than electronic in some parts of the country, so that we know what to expect? Because Ms. Piñera, in fact, identified that this survey of sites was not covered, so both COMELEC and SMARTMATIC.
Well, I think the encouraging aspect of this is that it's only a very few sites among 40,000 where we couldn't finalize the survey, only a handful of sites.
These are in our local political history.
I know.
These are very critical sites. I mean, Maguindanao, you know what happened. Yes.
What I'm referring to is, fortunately, there were only these few places. And after the meeting here, we went to COMELEC. We had a security meeting, and the conclusion was to ask for the support of the National Police to revisit those places and finalize the survey. So this is going on in the next days. We're going back with the protection of the National Police to those sites that you have in hand, and we're going to finalize the survey in those sites. And regarding what's going to happen on election day, well, I think COMELEC, that's why COMELEC is studying different security situations on how to cover these special areas.
Mr. Chairman, this brings to light, therefore, 2 problems. Problems of connectivity, and they're trying to solve it by having MRSAT and the 5,000 antennas that are installed. On the problem of security, I'd like to ask the COMELEC, because there was no quorum in both the House and the Senate. The early voting bill of the Senate has not been passed. Will there be no action by the COMELEC in view of the absence of a law? Will you not set early elections for hotspots in this country, including, for example, the armed areas that you in and out? Is what is now the current position or